Hey, what's up guys? This is Attack411, and the Galaxy S5 came out very recently, and it will be coming out for resale in just about a month from the time of this video. But I want to compare the Galaxy S5 to the Galaxy S4 to see if the S5 is really worth the extra price or the upgrade if you're choosing between the S4 and the S5, or if you have an S4 and you wanted to get the S5. So in terms of the screen, not a lot has changed. It's now a 5.1 inch screen versus a 5.0 inch screen or a 4.99 inch screen, and they have the same resolution, so it's pretty much identical screen, a tiny bit less pixel density, but you really will not be able to tell the difference. So the screen is 5% bigger, however it is 14% heavier, which is I think pretty big, around 12 to 14% heavier. It's 4% bigger screen, but again it's 12% heavier, 4% thicker, 5% taller, and 6% wider. So really that's kind of going against what today's smartphones are doing. So it's gotten a slightly bigger screen, however it's a much bigger and heavier device overall, which seems kind of weird, especially with the LG G2, the Moto X, and the rumors for the iPhone 6 that's supposed to be a smaller bezel-free design. But Samsung's made a bigger phone, but a only 4% bigger screen. So that doesn't really look that good right now, that they made such a bigger device for such a small difference in the screen size. However, some other nice features of the Galaxy S5 over the Galaxy S4 would be the fingerprint reader. However, as seen with the iPhone 5s, there's limited functionality of the fingerprint reader. As of right now, Samsung's only claim that you can unlock it and use PayPal purchases. However, it's looking a little bit more feature full because it is Android, and you'll probably be able to do more things with the Samsung Galaxy S5 fingerprint reader. However, it's more likely to somebody be able to get your fingerprint, probably less safe because Android is open source and it's more likely to be able to get stolen than an iPhone, for instance. So I'm not really sure how well this fingerprint reader is going to hold up. It's anything like the iPhone, it should be pretty useful, but not really a killer feature. Now something else would be the water resistant and dust resistant design. Now this is nice, especially if you want to take it into a shower for a short amount of times or you accidentally spill it, but for me I've never had a situation where I really needed that, and it does cover up the USB 3.0 charging port at the bottom of the flap, which could be a little bit annoying. I think it's a nice feature, I would like it, but not necessarily something everybody wants or needs, and it may become a little bit annoying for some people that don't really need it. In terms of speed, it's a big difference here. That's probably, in my opinion, probably just about the biggest feature that it has. The only one of the few things that really is something worth paying more money for is rocking the Snapdragon 801 chip, 2.5 gigahertz, which is compared to the Snapdragon 600 with 2 gigs of RAM at 1.9 gigahertz with the Galaxy S4. It still has the same 2 gigabytes of RAM, but should be much faster. Now in terms of the camera, there should be a big difference there. It's now 16 megapixels, which compared to 13, it should be sharper, but not too much bigger. And it also has the faster autofocus and tons of other really nice modes. It's supposed to be a really nice camera. However, the 4K video is, a lot of people are making a big deal of it, but it's really the big YouTubers that are making the big deal out of it, and those are people that have 4K monitors, 4K TVs, and they love 4K, but the average consumer and the majority of Americans or anybody buying this will not have anything 4K. I mean, not even 4K SD card readers or 4K TVs or anything to be able to power that. So it's not really, 4K isn't really a feature that's necessary right now. It's nice to have, but again, for most people, not a killer feature. So some other things, that the software, they both have KitKat. So if you're buying just to get KitKat, keep in mind the Galaxy S4 also has Android 4.4.2 at this time. Now another feature of the S5 is the fact that it now has a heart rate monitor. It's supposed to be really cool by a lot of people, but you know what? You know what else has a heart rate monitor? This guy. This is an iPhone 5. And you're saying, it doesn't have a heart rate monitor. Yeah, it does. This camera. There are many apps that allow you to simply place your finger on the heart rate monitor and it will give you your heart rate. So it's not a big feature of the S5. It's nothing that a lot of other smartphones can't already do. Might be better implemented, but it's really, again, not a killer feature. Now it also has a 200 milliamp bigger battery. That's not a lot, but it should be promising better battery life, which is a nice thing. Battery life is always important, but it does have an external removable battery, just like the S4, so if battery is really your issue, you can always buy another one, so this should be pretty close in that aspect. Now also the Ultra Power mode, which kind of puts it as an e-ink or just a black and white display for saving battery, but you really will limit your functionality. You'll only be able to really call and do some basic features with that. and you'll be able to support 128GB SD cards. However, right now it's looking like it's going to cost $200 for that, but it is a nice feature to have. So as of right now, the Galaxy S5 is a tiny bit bigger screen, but overall it's heavier, it's thicker, it's wider, it's taller. The camera is nicely upgraded, the speed is definitely nicely upgraded, but apart from that, it's looking pretty similar to the S4, a little bit better material, but I'm not really sure if it's worth getting at this point. I'll definitely be buying the S5, so subscribe if you want to see my review, unboxing, battery test, and all those videos, including a water test. But those are to come. I'm not really sure if it's worth it yet. I'll have to compare it when I get my S4. But that's what it looks like right now. So thanks for watching. This is iTech World 11. I'll see you later. It's rocking the